What's up, everybody? I just want to give a shout out to my fraternity, Cross 2011, Alpha Phi Delta Phosphates. And also, you know, I was just watching the NBA Finals coverage, and Steph Curry, he was smoking a cigar, and I'm like, you know what? I want to get a cigar. I had a cigar from my honeymoon, and I got married, and in beautiful Cancun, Mexico, and they were selling Cuban cigars. I said I had to buy one. So he just reminded me, oh yeah, I got one of these. So I just want to feel like a champ right now. So, what up? Whew. Yeah, I gotta get more light on this. The pool's kind of weak. There we go. Anyway, let's talk about the NBA draft. The NBA draft is coming up next week, and I want to know who's going to get picked. A lot of people saying Markelle Fultz is the projected number 1 overall pick, and honestly, I don't really get it. Number one, he just wasn't impressive in college. Washington didn't even make the tournament, so to me, that's a red flag. Though college is not the best indicator of talent, because there's many times there's great players that didn't even make it to the tournament and had successful NBA careers. But at the same time, it's a good kind of a way to evaluate how great a talent is. Can he carry a team to a tournament, and how far can it go? And the fact that the Washington Huskies were in the same conference as the UCLA Bruins, and they got whooped by the Bruins, and Lonzo Ball was on that team, and he didn't do much with his team. That's a red flag in my opinion. Also, I just see him. I see him as like a Damian Lillard. I see him as a Steve Francis. That's what actually I see him as, because he's really just a good guard. He could be a good guard. I don't see him as a superstar, dropping points here and there, whatever. But other than that, I don't see him as a franchise-changing type of player that will help a franchise win multiple championships. That's the type of player I don't see in Markelle Fultz. You may hate his dad. You may think he's crazy. You may think you're tired of hearing about LeVar Ball, but I think Lonzo Ball, I think he is going to be a great player. Will he be like a Steph Curry? Will he be like a LeBron James superstar? No. But I do see him as an important figure to a team. A good court general that can help other players get better. The perfect fit for him is the Lakers. I mean, that's where he wants to go. But you know what? If I'm of the Boston Celtics, I might give him a look, because though Isaiah Thomas is a great scorer, the guy dropped 30. He dropped almost 30 points a game. He's a liability on defense, and you saw what happened with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was getting smacked down. I mean, he got injured, hurt his hip, and he's 5'9". And height does matter in the NBA, unfortunately, because LeBron James can slap his ball anytime, and he can't really do anything. So Boston Celtics should actually consider getting a point guard. Now, I'm not saying get rid of Isaiah Thomas. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I do think that he'll be a good fit for that team and help distribute the ball, because he's a traditional point guard. And that's what's a dangerous species in this league, in a traditional point guard. You need a guy who's selfless, who loves doing assists more than points, and who can command the court where he can set up his guys for success. And this definitely, this new NBA, where 3-point shots are huge, you need somebody that can distract the defense, and he can kick it to the 3, or he can go 3 and then kick it to the inside. That's what as a point guard, that's what they truly need. We're oversaturated with guards, with Damian Lillard, John Wall, Russell Westbrook, and all these other great guards, Harden. We're oversaturated with those type of players, man. I think you need more traditional point guards in this league to be successful, because you just need one guy who don't give a damn. He only scores like 10 to 12 points, but he can get you at least 10 to 15 assists, and he will make your team better versus a guy who just dribble and scores. So I think he's gonna go. I think he might most likely go to the Lakers because they really like him. I'd be shocked if they don't pick him. And also, I think Boston Celtics, if they want to win now, I think they should trade that number 1 pick. Now, to who, I don't know, but I think they should consider it because whoever they're going to get in this draft, I don't think they're going to be immediate impact anyway. Whether it's Lonzo Ball, whether Markelle Fultz, Fox, Monk, and all those guys, I feel like none of those guys are going to be an instant impact. I do think Lonzo Ball can be a sort of instant impact, but it's going to take time for him to develop. And I think a Lakers team will be a perfect spot for him so he can develop with that young talent and core players. That's why I say that. And who else? In the Sixers, I'm thinking the Sixers, if Lonzo Ball and Markelle Fultz is off the board, they need a point guard themselves. I think Fox will be a perfect fit. And that's what they need. They need a point guard for the Sixers. Too many bigs. You got Okafor, you got Embiid, you got Dario Saric, and you got Ben Simmons, who grew a couple inches, they say, and this guy is close to almost 7 feet. Too many bigs. They need somebody that's agile, a little smaller, but tall, and able to command the court. And if they get a true point guard, which is, there's rumors they're going to get Kyle Lowry, we'll see what happens, but if they get a true point guard to fit their system, Sixers might be up and coming team. And maybe the whole process actually work out. Never was a big fan of the process. I thought the process was a joke. And I still think it's a joke because the Sixers aren't still winning in a garbage East. But we'll see what happens if what player they're gonna pick. But I'll give them 1 or 2 more years, and I'll say the process is a complete failure. Anyway, that's my feeling about the NBA draft. I can't wait to watch it. I want to see who they pick. Will Lonzo Ball land the Lakers? Markelle Fultz goes to Boston, or will they trade them a pick to get somebody better? But in this NBA, today's NBA, you gotta get the best way is to develop your players and hope they grow into superstars, or get lucky enough to persuade a superstar to go to your different team. And that's why the Sixers did the process, because they thought, okay, we will hoard all these NBA picks and make something out of it. But the thing is, those players keep getting hurt, and they end up training one of those guys with Nerlens Noel. So I don't know how they're gonna end up being, but the 76ers, they stink, and they just need somebody to help lift that team. They have Embiid, but who knows how his health is. Ben Simmons, same thing. He got a shot, bone marrow in his foot. We don't know how that's going to be. We don't even know if he's going to be good or not. He could be a bust for all we know. Darius Saric, he's pretty good. He's pretty solid. And Okafor, I have a feeling Okafor is going to be going. So the Sixers definitely need somebody that can keep the glue together. That's all they need. And that's just my projection. Everything else, I think, is random. You gotta go by how people are ordered. But that's my top 3 projections. I think Boston's gonna get Markelle Fultz. They say he's the best. I don't see it, but hey, I think that's what they're gonna pick. I think Lonzo Ball will fall to the Lakers. They'll pick him, and I think they're downplaying him, saying that he's not that good, so they can get him. And number 3, I think Sixers gonna pick Fox, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get someone else. What do you think? What do you think about the NBA draft? Am I wrong? Am I crazy? Hit me up. Hit the comments. I do actually read it. I will reply. Deuces, have a beautiful day, people.